There's this old saying in Belize that goes like this: plantain not eat like rice. Loosely translated, it means that during times of famine or recession, sometimes the plantain doesn't taste as good as the rice. Today, I'm going to teach you a plantain recipe that's going to taste way better than rice. You're watching the Bear Pantry Show. You might think that because the plantain looks like this, black, shriveled, look like it's done, right? But you have to throw it out. But this is the perfect time that you can make my recipe, well actually Joe's recipe for fry-baked plantain. So let's see how we start. We're going to get the skin off. So look at the plantain, right? See all this white? In Belize they call it what? Jonjo. It's some kind of penicillin, I guess. I peeled that one already. Let's get this one out of the skin. And if you're having trouble because it's too soft, just cut it out of the skin. There's no need to stress over this because this was going to be thrown away anyways, right? We'll leave that one big. In my book I say cut it in 4s, but this plantain is kind of small, so that's one. You don't want to slice it the way I did the first video when we did the fried plantains, because this is fried baked plantain. So we're going to get rid of this, and I have the oil on the stove getting heated so we can make this plantain. So come on, let's move over to the stove and we'll go get this fried baked plantain started. So this is about 3 tablespoons of cooking oil, and I use canola oil all the time. I know a lot of people use extra virgin olive oil, but I've tried my hardest and I just can't get used to the taste of that. I'm going to keep trying because I know it's healthy. But just so you know, this is canola oil, and I have the fire on medium. You don't want the fire to be too hot. And what you're going to be basically doing with the plantains right now is making them brown on all sides. So that's why you don't want the fire too hot, and it'll brown pretty fast. You just keep rolling it with your thumbs and it'll start getting brown in a little bit of oil. This is going to take approximately 15 minutes to cook. And for those of you who have been asking me to put how many the items serve, I'm going to try start doing that. It's in the book, but I'm going to try start doing that. Sometimes I don't put it because it depends on how much you eat. Because like right now, this should really serve 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, right? Or maybe 6 because these 2 are small. But if you're eating a lot of this, it's not going to serve that many. So that's why I don't put it sometimes. See how it's getting brown already? And when it's a little bit more brown, we're going to add a cup of water to this. And I want to show you exactly how to do that because I don't want any fires to start. It's almost going to look like flambe when we add the water, okay? So we want to add that very gently. So give me a minute here. All right, so let's get ready to add this cup of water to the plantain. So here it is. We're going to go very slowly. Let me put my tongs on. I'm going to see it all away. And that's 1 cup. Sometimes the fire gets in there, but it didn't do that this time. I guess I'm not a pro like Joe. And always have oven mitts ready so that you can, if it's like acting crazy, you can just quickly slide it off the fire if you don't have time to shut off the fire. So we're gonna let this cook like this. It's almost stewing. Move it around so it doesn't stick, and it's not sticking because this is an organic pan, and this pan works pretty good, so it's not sticking. You kind of want to move it around, and pretty much we're just gonna let this stew down for about 15 minutes, and then this little fry-baked plantain will be done. 5 minutes later, I really haven't done anything to the plantains, just have it cooked, and it's on medium fire. It's just cooking down. I'm going to go ahead and turn them with the tongs in a little while. This is right at about the 8-minute mark. See how the water is cooking out so rapidly? And these plantains are almost done. I don't think we need to go all of 15 minutes because they were so soft already. But I'll add a little bit of water in there to quiet it, and then just go ahead and let it cook a little bit more. So I don't want you to be afraid if it starts acting noisy like that. So just a little bit, quiet it down, and when it's stews down to where it was just now, that's when we know they're done. It took about 10 minutes, and here it is, the fried baked plantains are done. I'm going to transfer them with the spatula to a plate, and then when I come back I'll show you the finished product. here's the finished product. Looks good, huh? You can eat this on rice and beans, stew beans and white rice. You could eat this by itself. Let's say you were hungry and during this recession you came home and your pantry was bare. This is something that you could eat. Fried baked plantains. So see how easy it was to make the fried baked plantain? I want to give you a little caution. When you're doing it, please be careful. Put the pan on the back burner rather than on the front burner like I did. I did it that way because I know what I'm doing. When you're adding the water into the pan with the oil and the plantain, add it very slowly. If the fire or the flames get inside the pan, smother it out with it with the lid of the pot, or you can go ahead and move it off the flame for a brief moment. As a child, when I was growing up, you know, I didn't like plantains at all. But when I got married to Joe and he started cooking it this way with his own little special recipe, I really learned to love plantains. And I guess because it was overripe already, it tastes really, really sweet. And because of the way I cooked it, it almost got caramelized. I hope you try this recipe and tell me how it comes out. Thank you for watching. I love you for subscribing. And to all who have been picking up my book, thank you so much for your generosity. Until I see you again, take care.